Hello, my lovely friends. I am Dolores, and you can call me Sonia. Today is a day for me which I feel I will be releasing a lot of stuff of my life story. A lot. And first thing I'd like to let you know, if someone despises you from you were in the womb, they will despise you to the tomb. And if it was not for my grandmother who grew me up, I would not be talking to you. I have an evil, wicked mother and her sister. They used me for human trafficking, and they took my destiny away. I've been holding on to a lot of stuff for decades, and I've decided that's enough because it takes away my dignity, my pride, everything from my relatives. They go around and they say nasty things about me. They teach people how to be wicked to me, how to be evil to me, and I've done nothing other than being born of somebody who does not like me. My mother goes around and tell everybody she has 8 children, when in fact it's 9. I'm number 9, but she does not recognize me. She only think good to me, to her, is my money. What I can give her, what I can do for her, what I can do for her children. But other than that, I'm nothing to her. I am tired and I'm fed up, and I don't see why I should be carrying this burden along with me because of the lies and trickery what they have done to me. Now, this video may go into part 2 because it's going to be a long video. And I'll give you, it's called synopsis, I can't say the word properly, of my life until I came to Canada. Okay? Part 2 may go into when I came to Canada, or maybe it will go through depending on how long it takes. So I'm just going to give you a brief of who you're talking to. And I hope I can maintain my behavior because I might swear. If I do, please forgive me. It's not easy what I have to say. But I'd appreciate if you didn't get everything in part 1, then it would be part 2. I am a child of a single mother and a single father. I was brought up by my grandmother, who raised me very well, I would say. She would take me to church, rallies, conventions, concerts. She'd take me to funeral. She'd take me to wedding. She just took me everywhere that she go. She never leave me. Always with me. If she goes to the store to buy she usually have her clothes made. And she buys the material, piece of the material. is to make my dress. That's how she treated me. I go to weddings and I automatically become a flower girl because she dressed up like a Christmas tree. She raised me, okay? And she tells me a lot of stuff that I think I might carry to my grave because my mother never mentioned anything about my father. Nothing. Everything that I know about myself, my grandmother told me. My grandmother tells me that I'd been to the doctor before I was a year old. I'd been to the doctor 11 times. And the doctor told her, do not bring me back. Just come and I'll give you the death certificate. 11 times before I was a year old. At 10 months, somebody put me into a pig pen or a pigsty. She won't tell me who did it. Something she won't tell me. I don't know if pigs was in it or it was an empty pen. But I knew we grew up at a big pen for pigs. So I guess, I don't know. But anyhow, that's that part. Growing up, I used to go to school Monday to Friday. And as I got older and could do things, I had to start. I didn't go to school Monday to Friday anymore. I went to school Monday and Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, I had to go to the orange grove or orange bush with my mother to pick oranges. On Thursday, I have to go and pick up the baby because I had to pick up the baby. I was the eldest of the 9, but I wasn't recognized as her child. But she's a vendor, or what you call a igler. So she goes to the market like Thursday and she come back Sunday. Sunday like 3, 4 a.m. That's when the market trucks bring them back, a batch of market people. So before she had the baby, I would have to pick up the baby, walk, I would say maybe a mile, carry the baby to my grandmother, and the little ones walk behind me with the dirty clothes. So I have to wash the clothes on the weekend. And my grandmother and I would take care of the kids. Now, after she had the baby, it continued. When she had the baby, I have to go to the market to sell to all her customers. Because she used to sell to prison, restaurants, schools, and regular people. So to hold her customers, I would have to go to the market to sell so her customers wouldn't stray. And that went on. She would even stop me from school to help my stepfather to cook. But my grandmother was very stern. She said, no, you're going to school. Because I wasn't going to school Monday and Tuesdays. Anyhow, the kids, it was so hard on me taking the kids, especially when it was hot, like, 80, 90. I would sit on the bank side of the road and I would stretch my hand, sit there till I feel a little relief, and then I get up and I go on and gone again with the baby and the small ones behind me. And I had to go to the orange bush to pick the orange. Any orange tree that you see with lots of orange, it's because of wasp in it, because I climb every orange tree. Whether it was my monthly periods or nothing, I had to go to the orange bush. So that's my life there. When I left school, I didn't have any much education. I asked my mother if she could send me to school to learn something. She said she got no money. So she got no money. What I did, I went and looked for work in the city, and I got a job working at an hardware. And I started working. I made £3, 10 shillings per week. And because my grandmother raised me, and my grandmother is on the north, she's on the south. Somebody told her that I was working because I didn't tell her. And she called me, and I went. She asked me how much I make, and I told her. She said to me, to prevent her from buying the grocery in the city, which she usually does, and to buy it in the town that I work in, and she'll give me back the money. And she gave me a long list. 6 quarts flour sugar, 6 quarts flour rice, 6 1/4 flour, salt fish, Milo, bread, and all those things. I had to buy those and bring home. She said she would pay me. She wouldn't pay me. So anyhow, one day I was at my workplace. She came, and she came with my stepfather. And she said I had to go to Kingston. The place I had to go to in Kingston was called, I don't remember, but some big place in New Kingston. And when I went there, a plane ticket was waiting for me. Okay? I had to choose the date. I had 10 days. I think 7 or 10 days to leave Jamaica. I didn't have winter clothes. It was in September. Mainly because I don't wear much clothes. I don't wear a lot of clothes because I used to have to wear flannel because I was so delicate, so sickly. And I remember I went to this lady who was a dressmaker, and I said, do you have any thick material to make me a dress? I'm going to Canada. And I was not supposed to tell nobody. In Jamaica, when you come in away, you don't tell nobody because you're scared they're going to obey you, right? So I keep my lips zipped. And the lady made a dress for me. When I went to pick up the dress couldn't fit me. It was so big. And she says, stand on the scale. And she had to alter the dress because I lost 5 pounds. Okay? I was going away. I didn't know what I thought I was going away for a vacation. Right? And then I thought more or less, why can't I tell my friends I'm going for, a couple of weeks or something? Anyhow, I was forbidden, don't tell nobody you're going away. So I held it like that. It took a lot out of me because I did lose about 5 pounds. And the Saturday before I came, I was coming this Sunday. The Saturday, my stepfather said to me, go get your stuff and get your passport, or the plane might leave you. When I came back, I go and got my stuff from my grandmother's house. There's a taxi waiting for me, and I see blue smoke in the back of the house. And it appears to me they have a goat. There's going to be a party for me. But I don't know nothing about this party. And when I come, the taximan took me away with my stepfather. And he took me to a place in Kingston. I don't know these people. They might be my stepfather's generations. And He took me there, he and the taxi man, and he came back maybe about 5 o'clock there Sunday morning. And he came with you call it a banker at that time, or a straw basket with goodies in it, rum cream and drops and all those stuff. And the guy, my stepfather and the taxi man went to the airport. I heard that there would be a truckload of people coming to the airport. I didn't see them. I heard that after I checked through baggage and everything, immigration, my stepfather said, go on the plane now. And he went upstairs to check, to see me go up in the plane. And I keep looking when I went up in the plane. I stood there looking to see if I know anybody else other than my stepfather. Nobody else came. I heard they came after. My mother didn't come to the airport with me. Anyhow, that was that. I came to Canada. When I came to Canada, my auntie picked me up at the airport. She and her husband. And I went home, and they gave me some food to eat, and I eat the food, and then she said I should sit in another chair other than the chair that's around the dining table. And I sat there, and I was just looking at the furnishings, and the lighting was so bright. And while I sat there, she was sorting out what I brought, what goes in the fridge and what goes in the cupboard or whatever. And as I sat there, I kept looking, and I saw 7 door handles, and I was happy. Whoa, I have my own room. So, can't wait till everybody's ready for bed. When it was when she put away everything, she said it's bedtime. So I'm expecting her to take me to her room behind one of those doors. Instead, she moved 2 little tables, and she pushed out a roll-away bed. And she said, that's where you'll be sleeping. So, and she made up the bed. It was cold. And the bed was made up with a comforter. That's the last linen that go on the bed. So anyhow, I slept. I said in my mind, I guess she'll soon move, if I'm going to be spending a little time with her, because I didn't know how much time I was going to spend. But it was not so. So I reached Canada Sunday. The morning my auntie said to me, give me your passport. And the money that you brought, which was $300, she said, give it to her. So I did. Then, I think the other day, so that would be Tuesday, she took me to a place I remember this place that she took me. And this place sells lingerie and nurses' uniforms and caps and shoes. She bought a baby doll nightie for me. It's a nightwear where the top part reaches just below your buttock, and a panty that goes with it. And she bought one for herself, and she gave it to me. And then we took the subway, which is the first time I've ever gonna be on a train. And as we were going down, because it's underground, she said, oh, we're going underground. I was so afraid because I said, this place collapsed, I'm dead, But that's the ride. You don't drive cars much because of space to park. And she took me on this train ride, like from east to west. I didn't enjoy it because the first time I was on the train. And when the train was about to stop, it made this screeching sound, and it scared me. And when it stopped, you go like this. Anyhow, that was my day, and she came home. That's the place she took me. But the money that she took from me, I thought more or less she feared that I might take it and go shopping when I see all the beautiful stuff. Anyhow, one morning she came to me. I was sleeping. When she came to me, she was in her uniform. She's in the health field. And she said to me, "Get up. Let me help you to roll up this bed." And she says, "Go sleep beside your uncle," which is her husband. And I went to the door, her bedroom door, and I stood there. And my brain is going like a million miles an hour. What is this? I don't say anything because, when you grow up in the West Indies, those days you obey adults. And I stood at the door and I looked, see where he was sleeping in the bed. And I saw where she sleep. And she rolled up the bed. We rolled up the bed and she pushed the bed in her room. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. And she said, "Go in." And I was hesitant. She said, "Go in." So I went into the room and I sat on the side that she slept. And as I sat there, I can't understand why would she tell me to come and sleep in the bed with her husband. Okay? Wonder if she know about him. Who is he? What is he? And I sat at the bed, foot at the bed, on my auntie's side. And I was looking through the window. There was a traffic light outside, and I watched buses pass, cars park, everything pass. And I sat there wondering, what is this? I just sat there. And as I sat there, I felt he keep moving towards me. And when I look at the back of me, it's actually touching my body. And I felt, I'll never forget the feeling of this hand. He started to massage my neck. And I'm saying, what on earth is this? And he kept massaging my hand. He's massaging my neck. So I was so mad. And he took his hand and pushed me over like this. That was what he wanted, pushing me. But I resisted. And I got so mad that I grabbed his hand and I threw it. I don't know, it was still where God put it. And I got out of the bedroom, and I went and sat in the chair, the couch or Chesterfield. And I was so mad. I don't think I had breakfast that day. And I just sat in that chair. I didn't speak to him. The next morning, she came to me and she said to me, let me help you fold up the bed. I said, "No, I can do it myself." And she said, "Okay," with an attitude. But before she had left, when she came from the bathroom the morning, I hurriedly used the bathroom and I come back to the bed, which is the rollaway bed. And I made my nightie. It's a 2-piece nightie. One very thin piece over a thick piece of nylon. And I don't know where and how I get this idea. I made the nightie into a short. And I held on to it with my dear life. And when she said she wanted to help me roll up the bed, and I says, "I roll it up myself." She says, "Okay." And she went to the room and she came back out. and she locked the front door because she's going to work. The moment the door, the front door said click, the bedroom door opened, click. And this man came out and he took the comforter off me and he threw it on the floor. He took off the sheets and he threw them. And he tried to remove my underwear, my nightie, but he could not. And he tried to pull me onto my back. He couldn't because I went this side, and like it was hard for him to get his hands underneath my body. And this side, when he tried this, I went this way. And he tried to pry my legs apart, but he couldn't because my hands were under my body. And this man, he fight me. He was worn out, and then he did his number. The jacket. My nightie was wet from my waist down to my knee. And he fight me till the bed moved from where it was to the side of the wall into the middle of the living room. The rug was rolled up because the bed is on wheels. So with the fighting, it kept moving till it went into the living room. And when he had finished, do his number, and I know he's finished, and I know I was soaking wet, and the door locked. I got up, and I went to the front door, that if he come after me again, I'm going to run out the apartment. It's an apartment building. I couldn't have gone out earlier because people taking the bus was going like to the east and people going by the car was going to the west. So, and because my night was in threads, the top part, threads, because he took my head and he banged it, but it was banging on my pillow. Right? Anyhow, that was that. So every morning when she leave for work, the moment the front door say click, the bedroom say click, he comes out, but I maintain my position. And he come and he take off the bed linens and he fight me until he did his number. Then he go into his room. So I know that every morning there will be a fight. So as the moment she gets out the bathroom, I went in and urinate and come back and maintain my position. And that went on for a while. Every night I went to bed. Every night and my bed was stink to heaven, wet and cold. Because when he did his number, and it was all over me, all over the sheets, he's the one who fold up the bed. I'm not folding no bed because I don't want this man to catch me standing or sitting. So I was always on my belly. And one morning, she came to me and she said, my aunt came to me, she said, get up now. You're using the bed to scrape up the wall, and when I leave, whenever time I leave, I have to pay to fix the wall back, put back the paint. So I got up and I sat in Chesterfield. And the moment she left, the door at the front door go clicks, the bedroom go clicks. I know that's what's gonna happen. And I dashed myself in the Chesterfield and I maintained my position. My hands are still underneath me. And I said, good, I get rid of that nastiness. When I lie down in a chair, there he comes out. And I was wrapped up in the sheet. And he took off all the sheets off me. And let me tell you what the man did with me. The man sat in my head. Let me tell you something. The man sit down in my head. And like, who could I say? Maybe Granny in Tweety Bird. This is a man in my head. That's why I have my head rocking like he was in a rocking chair. But God was so good, he moved to my back. And he rocked, and he rocked, and he rocked, and he rocked. And then he moved to my waist, and he rocked, and he went to my bummy, and he rocked, because what he wants me to do is to pull my hand out from underneath me. Then he could, maneuver me. And I decided, whatever. And he went and he pried my legs apart. And I stiffened my body. He couldn't pull, and he come back up at the head. And again he sit in my head, and he just rolling me. And he did that about 3 times. Every time, sometimes I don't even know what happened to him, because I have to, to get little breath with his stink ass in my head. Anyhow, I start looking for work. So I didn't have not one penny to my name. Not one penny I had. And I started looking for work. So there's a bowl in the room at the bedside table. It was shaped like this, a round bowl with a leg. And I would go through it because I didn't have the money. There was a broken thing you used to clean your ears and toothpicks. I would go through and take out 10 pennies. And I go to the corner store, and I buy a newspaper. Look to see if I could find any job. I didn't have no skills. The only thing I saw that I could do was work at a dry cleaning, and I was afraid of working in a dry cleaning. Then comes out in the evening to face the cold weather. Excuse me. So I couldn't do that work. I was scared. Anyhow, I found a job wrapping Christmas present, because I came September, and people prepare to give gifts. So at this factory, and I started on Monday, and on a Friday, the boss gave me $45, and he said, "Don't come back, you work too slow." So I take my $45, and I went to my aunt and said, "This is the money I get." I didn't buy me a coat, She didn't buy me a coat. It was so cold, right? And she took me to a store, and I bought a coat. She picked out the coat, and she paid $42, so I had $3 left. And she took me to a place it called Kensington Market, and she bought me 2 socks. I didn't have a hat, and I didn't have a shoes. She had a shoes that it's a short shoes. That's where the older people would wear it, reach at your ankle. And that shoe she gave me, the zip was ripped off from one side. That's what she gave me. I'm a teenager. And before I had bought the coat, she gave me a coat. It was hers. She's big-breasted boss. The coat supposed to have 5 buttons. It had 2. So on me, it's so skinny. It didn't do much. So I buy a coat. It was an animal coat, animal print coat. So I had that coat. No, one girl gave me a coat, a sweater, and one had hold me. One gave me a cap because it's so cold. You have to wear something to cover your head. Anyhow, I start looking work again. Anyhow, I got a job, but I would start working. I think it was in December because it's a very extensive um, examination. They test you everything. Fast, back up a little. When he finished do his number on me every morning, I would go when the traffic is less in the passage of the apartment building. I would go and I'd stay in the garbage room. I'm in the garbage room from 7:30 every morning till 3:30. 3:30, that's when he would come, because I don't know what time it is, because I have to run out in my nightie. Stay by the door until the traffic in the hallway was less, because I don't want nobody to see me. But people will see me, because I had like two setters in my ear. The rest was all over the place. Um, the night was all ripped up and sticking to my body. And I go there, and he will come like 3:30, because my aunt would say to me, say, I reach home by 4 o'clock, so I want you to make this a little pot of rice. So he let me out when he come to get me at 3:30, I would come in and I start the rice, and then I rush the bathroom to get a shower, because I stink to heaven. No mouth care, no underarm, just his number all over me. So anyhow, now I got a job, but the job, I think I started that job after Christmas, because it's very extensive medical you have to do. And they said I have so much cavities, and my face was acne, and they said the teeth that I have they couldn't understand why I have so much decay. When I left Jamaica, I didn't have no rotten teeth. For my breakfast, I had sugar cane. My grandmother knew I went and eat cane because I couldn't have my breakfast. I was full, right? And they come to the conclusion that because I came from Jamaica and I'm used to fresh food, and then I come to Canada eating food from the freezer, my body's not used to it. This is why my teeth decay. It was poor nutrition. My meal every day, she shared out rice on a Pyrex dish cover, a slice of tomato, and some rice. She scattered it so I did the bottom of the dish. And a 4-ounce glass of some pop, which is the rated water, with about 4 pieces of ice. That was my meal for the day. Nothing else, because I'm not going back in that room while he's there. So I had to stay in the garbage room. That's where I stayed. So before I got the job at this institution, and I was looking for work, when I came home, they would finish eat, watching TV show like I Love Lucy and Mr. Belvedere and stuff. So when I come in, usually I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, because I don't have no money to buy a pop or anything like that, or ice cream. Because she gives me $1 to buy a bus ticket. Each time I say I'm going to look for work, I got no money, she give me $1. And that gives you 4 bus ticket. So I have to go, that's only for 2 days. So when I come in the evening and they eat and she watching TV, and she and her husband, I said good evening to my aunt. I never said nothing to him because I despise him, right? And when he was doing these things to me, I said, stop it, I'm going to tell my aunt. Because I don't want anybody to say, well, you provoked whatever happened, right? I didn't want what I wanted her to find out. I could even remember one evening she came in from work and she said to me, oh, go bring the sheets on your bed. So I opened the bed and took off the sheets, except for the comforter. And I made it into a ball with my yard clothes. A big ball. Because she was in the laundry when I handed her this ball of linen. And I said, good, I'm going to get deliverance because she'll see and she'll see what's on the sheet. She's also, the smell gonna hit her. She took that bundle of linen from me and she put it right in the machine, the washing machine. She never undo it. I said, oh my God, no deliverance. So anyhow, I kept looking for work, and about 4 times when I come home, like the cook already and she eat. And then when I come in, I don't say nothing to him. I just said to my aunt, good evening. And one evening, when I didn't say nothing, my God, he started, he said, she have to come out here. She not turning no longer. She got, I'm going to call immigration pan her. She not supposed to be here. She's lazy. She don't want to work. And she eating my food. And she's a thief. She thief my money. And she had spread her underwear upon my towel. And the man cursed some breed of Jamaica profanity. And I don't want to see her in the house or going out. And when I come back, she better not in here. She have to come out and he kick the fridge, he kick the stove, he turn on the pipe in the bathroom till the water wet up the bathroom. And he cursed. There's no judge. Maybe he was in England. Maybe that's why I'm learned to curse them bad word. Because some of them I never hear from a man. And he cursed me. Oh my God, unstoppable. And he walking like a madman on a tight rope, a drunk. And he cursed. She have to come out. I me want me money where she thief. And I hang her drawers for me towel. She don't want to work, she lazy. And he cursed. And he cursed me. No judge in Jamaica can price those bad words that man tell me. Me know some of them because I did policeman when I was in Jamaica. So when I go by the station, I hear all these people get locked up. And I was so afraid. And I said to my auntie, I can tell you why he's acting like that. I could tell you, but I said, please, if you could, don't tell him. She said to me, oh, you know you can trust me. You can trust me. And anyhow, before that part, she says, I didn't know my husband knows so much profanity until you came here. I said, Lord of mercy, this is what I'm afraid of. And she says, I know when he's unhappy, and he's been unhappy since you came here. And I know when he's unhappy because they whistle. Whistle, you know what whistle? And he's been whistling a lot. And he's only done that since you came here. I said, God Almighty, I know nobody in Canada. Nobody. I got no friends. And I says, promise me you won't tell him. She said, you can trust me. You can trust me. You know, anything you tell me is safe. I told her everything. What he's been doing to me. She said, did he get you? I said, no. and immediately call a friend of hers. And she tell the friend, ask the friend, could you make my niece sleep in your bed? Because she can't stay here anymore. And how much she charge. So she tell her that when we start to work, uh, she want $30 a month. So the lady agreed for me to sleep in her bed. And I grabbed my suitcase. I was so happy. And I went to the lady's house. And she gave me a sheet. And we went. I don't know this woman the first time, She said to me, say, um, you could come for dinner in the evenings because I don't got no money. Not even one penny to my name as there's a God in heaven. And I went, and the lady work at the courts. So she get up and she leave me in bed, and I make the bed. And she had a roommate. I would stay there. I see TV, but I don't turn on the TV because I don't know what the other person is about. She works evening. She start work. She leave home about 1 and she come about 12. Her roommate. So anyhow, I'd go for dinner every evening. I don't talk to the husband. And when I go for dinner, I eat, and then I watch a little TV, and then I would wash up the dishes, mop the kitchen floor, and put out the garbage. And when I get up to go to the kitchen to start, clean up the kitchen, she said to me, when I was in the kitchen and I was sorting out glasses first thing, she said to me, there's a pot, no, there's a bowl. I think she said it's a bowl or a cup. It has some cow foot oil in it. Don't throw it away. That's what I use for cooking. Me with my bright self. I said, no wonder the food tastes so terrible. Okay, I use cow foot oil to cook chicken and beef, whatever. And she said to me, you're too feisty. I hear what you say. Don't come back here for no more food. When I said that, me do my dishes, mop the floor, sweep out kitchen, and I left. I never go back for no food. Never. I got no food to eat. Absolute no food to eat. So I get up in the morning and I go walking. I go to the bus stop and just sit there. I got no money. I just sit there. I see people come off the bus. People go on to the bus. That's where take the hunger from me. And the lady, her roommate, if she cook, she'll give me some rice, piece of meat, or she'll give me a couple dumpling, piece of meat. I don't have no tea, I'll drink hot water. And it went on like that. So one day I came in. The roommate that I was sleeping with, she goes, a young girl, she goes out and on the weekend she go party. And on party, when she come back, she wake me up and says, go sleep on the lady's couch. Because she always comes in with a man. So, we can't say nothing. And then, so that went on for a while. Every Saturday night I have to make sure she come and she wake me up to sleep in the lady's couch. So one day I went out, as usual, I go on the road, just walk. I don't know nobody. I can't go beg nobody no food nor nothing. And when I got back, I saw my sheet on the floor. The lady moved, gone. She didn't tell me nothing. Nothing. She just left. And when she left, the lady That lady that left, that lady who gives me food sometimes when she have it, she said to me, you told me that we start talking, become friendly with her. She said, you told me that you would used to sleep on a rollaway bed. And she said, why don't you call your aunt and ask her for the bed? Because I don't want you sleeping in the chair, you know, for bed. So I called her up and I said, the rollaway bed, could you give it to me? And she said I could come. So I went for the bed and I push it home. It's on wheels, 4 wheels. So I push it from where she lives to where her girlfriend used to live. And the lady, I pull it up by myself up the stairs. We're on the 3rd floor. And I slept there. When I have food, I have food. When I don't have no food, no food. And I want you to subscribe. I'm begging you to subscribe, like, and share this. And I'm going to part 2. And I just want to tell you, when you feel you're alone, never feel alone. You can't help not feeling alone, but God is there with you. So part 2, I go to. Please subscribe, share, and like. Thank you.